Tonight on a special eTalk. Situation critical.
We'll see where it plays out from there.
Saving Hope Season 3. The doctors are in the house, and they're telling all only to Tanya.
What is it about this team that really works?
Everything you need to know about Canada's hottest medical drama.
Everybody's in for a bit of a ride.
The romance.
Do you get lonely?
Do you get lonely, Morgan?
The fears.
They're going to do that. I can see them watching.
Absolutely.
The drama behind the scenes.
She's a monster.
Sometimes we're not aware of our mood swings.
And the secret to success.
That's why we work. Yeah. Because
we know when to shut up.
Plus, the lovely lady in the middle of it all.
Will the baby be written into the show? And if so, whose baby will it be?
The medical mayhem is just getting started as eTalk presents Saving Hope.
So happy to be here with you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. We know how busy you are. And we're so stoked that season 3 is just as fast-paced and surprising as ever. Erica, congratulations. You're expecting a baby.
Thank you. Yes.
Oh, that's what was going on. Cool.
How are you feeling? It's going well?
I'm feeling really well. The first bit was rough, but I'm feeling great. You'd have to ask the guys to see if I'm actually doing well or
She
not.
was doing very well.
Very, very well.
So well.
She's a monster. I can't stand
Is there
it.
morning sickness
Sometimes
happening?
we're not aware of our mood swings,
Right,
but other
right.
people are.
Will the baby be written into the show? And if so, whose baby will it be?
You know, I've given them something interesting to deal with. It's certainly not happening in the first 6 episodes, and then we'll see where it plays out from there, but that's been the big question, right?
After averaging 1.6 million viewers during season 2, fans are ready for everything and anything this season at Hope Zion Hospital. Life, almost death, the afterlife. It all happens in just a few short episodes. After being stabbed by a patient in the season 2 finale, Alex's fate lies in the hands of her friends and colleagues.
Hold tight, everyone.
While Dawn and Maggie try to save Alex, she joins Charlie in the spirit world as her comatose body fights for survival. And the two seem closer than ever.
I can feel that.
Joel discovers it was his patient who stabbed Alex, and while he wrestles with his own feelings for her, he also wrestles, literally, with Charlie as emotions run high. And Spirit Alex visits her dead brother Luke in a dream, who tells her she has to go back.
It's great seeing you again, Alex.
Meanwhile, after suffering a miscarriage last season, Maggie breaks off her engagement to Gavin and decides to move on and move out. Maggie's distraction comes in the form of new boss Dr. Sydney Katz, a Doogie Howser-type OBGYN.
I'm sorry, you're just young to be your boss. Well, I'm not, so get used to it.
Just as Ghost Alex tells Charlie she wants to take things a step further with him when she wakes up,
Let's have a baby.
Joel plays Prince Charming, awakening Alex with a kiss. With no memory of her time in the spirit world, or any memory at all for that matter,
You don't know who I am, do you?
No, I don't.
Alex finds herself more attracted to Joel, and even when she remembers her past, she still asks Charlie for space.
I'm just trying to get up and walk. I need to focus on that.
Alex returns to work as the hospital says goodbye to one of their own. Gavin decides he can't get past his breakup with Maggie and decides to quit. And Charlie tries to keep his romantic hopes alive, proposing to Alex, who breaks off the relationship completely.
I don't think I love you anymore.
So usually on a TV show, there's like a good guy, bad guy, but both of your characters are so lovable. So how do we choose which one to dislike?
Well, just choose him.
I do it every morning. Yeah,
every morning.
I
Yes,
choose
yeah.
He actually says that in the mirror.
Yeah.
I choose me today.
I choose me to
I
dislike.
choose me today. Because you're both really good guys on the show. Like, it's hard to hate either one of you, really.
I find no problem hating him. It's easy. It's
Despicable. The question is, how do you choose which one of us to dislike?
Yeah, like, who's the bad guy of the show? There isn't really one.
Yeah.
I've been saying this to the questions that I've gotten quite a bit over this whole show about the different characters and who do you choose and that sort of thing. And this year, really, I found that Alex is in a situation where it's highlighted you can choose many different types of people to love, and there are different kinds of love. And it's just kind of what works for you. So then everybody else that's watching can get behind that and be like, I like that kind of relationship. I'm totally going to go for that guy.
And when
or
in
that
doubt,
guy.
you choose to dislike Shahir.
Just because you randomly can.
God, I can't even think. I'm getting angry thinking about him here. I want to sort of break the furniture. So mad.
Erica, your character started the season off in a coma. Daniel, would you like to cross over to the other side at some point?
We'll exhaust that, I'm sure.
Everyone's going to have a turn.
Everyone's going to have
right?
a turn being on the other side.
We're just talking about that. It'd be great to see Charlie and Joel as the spirit interact.
That would actually be really, really kind of funny. I think that's its own show, though, and I think it must be directed by Christopher Guest.
Do you ever get lonely? I mean, being the only one who's able to see the ghosts and talk to them.
If you watch a couple of the seasons, he's gotten a little action.
Well, I get lonely, but it's not for that. Wait a minute, easy now. Oh yeah, I did too.
It's
actually,
true, you did.
Yeah, I did.
No, in all seriousness, do you get lonely?
Do you get lonely, Margie?
Is it weird
Are
being
we
the
talking
only...
about the character, or are we talking about Michael?
Does your character ever get lonely, being the only one who can interact with people on the other side?
No, I mean it's just weird, you know. And they once again, I'm back to this season. I'm kind of like left out, like I was in the first season, like not allowed to play in the reindeer games. Like I'm not allowed to go to the OR or the ER or offset or things like that. So it gets a little lonely personally, but it's odd because I was trying to describe it to somebody. I said, well, he goes and he helps out people who are in this, liminal state, or either in comas or under anesthesia or have passed on or something like that. And he helps them resolve something, or, helps them find a purpose, or even helps them resolve a medical condition. And then they come back and they don't even remember. So it's kind of a thankless job, I guess is the best way to put it. So I'm sort of going, why the hell is he doing this? Oh, because it's written, I guess. I don't know. We'll get to that, I'm sure, at some point.
Okay, good.
But.
Daniel, that kiss at the end of episode 2, very Prince Charming of you.
I'm trying to remember.
Well, when you wakes her up.
It was very Prince.
It's a pretty pivotal moment.
It's, and slightly sort of necrophilia-ish. One of the most peculiar things too was that they ended up sort of having me kiss a lens and sort of pull away from it. So there's never been more hysteria behind a camera than when I had to pull away from our camera department and kissing a lens.
Especially when the lamp had been sitting there for like an hour and you burned your lips right off.
And even the lamp was telling me I was a terrible kisser. So it's I don't know. I just lost.
Well, the audience is going to love it. That really catapults the oh, I'm going to cheer for Joel or Charlie kind of moment.
Is that what you call them?
They're going to do that. I can
love
see them
this
watching.
chemistry. You guys clearly have a chemistry happening here. It's wonderful. You directed episode 4 this season, so will you be directing more in the future?
If we do another season.
Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it very much. It's,
Nobody else did.
Nobody else did. Well, it's not the purpose of it.
So what was that like, being directed by, a fellow?
I enjoyed it. I mean, it was... I enjoyed it very much. It was very pleasurable. Michael is a great talent. He is like Stanley Kubrick. I enjoyed it. It's nice to have someone who speaks so articulately, the language of actors, which is kind of like it was just so easy to. The shorthand was there. I had, Lex, Michael's wife, was playing opposite me, so it was an interesting thing, and I felt for you, to be perfectly honest. I thought it was an extremely difficult, because we had an extremely small room on location within which to shoot. He had endless sort of medical complications and difficulties to shoot. He had a quasi-friend, I suppose, a decent enough friend. With his wife in front, with a sort of a burgeoning, perhaps something happening there. Nobody really knows.
Yep.
I didn't envy you, is what I'm trying to say.
I was happy to pass her off. It was good. I felt it was a good time to
just
maybe
send her
kind
off.
of
like packed lunch. Just say, get out of here.
Russian mail order bride thing. Like, hey, there you go. Take
They
that.
wouldn't say that if you were
Can't kill two
How do
birds
you
with one
get anything
stone.
done around here with these two?
It's a surprise.
Daniel, you're still working on the originals as well,
Yes.
right? So do you ever forget which character you're supposed to be on what day?
Wait, what am I talking about here? Am I Elijah right now? No, yes, I don't.
Some days he comes in very vampire-like. You have to
so-
say, listen, stop.
Wait.
Listen, you're not a vampire, all right?
I love
Just
that
talk.
image of him just completely in Elijah costume, just.
What is it about Saving Hope, do you think, that really grabs people?
I don't know. It plays well in insane asylums. I mean, what is it?
In
Say
all
something nice.
seriousness, I think it's because of the heart that's behind it and the themes that we try to weave into the show every episode. That's what I fell in love with when I got the script. And it has all of those universal things that are out there. When you ask the question, we don't answer it for people, but, you know, what do you do when you're trying to forgive? How do you let go? What do you do in the face of tragedy and betrayal and all those things? And whoever's watching it at any given moment is going to relate to any of the great characters that they made and kind of fall into it and have something to take home.
I do think the actors here are just really extremely talented. I feel that we're really blessed to have the cast we did. We sort of, the three of us, this triumvirate blows it every time, but the people we have around us are good enough that they sort of hold us. We're standing on the shoulders of giants.
Coming up, there's a new doctor in town.
This is sort of my first adult role.
Stacey Farber joins the cast and shakes things up.
That power shift is really fun.
And later,
I believe there's something else out there.
scary stuff from the spirit world.
I had a ghost buster cleanse this house.
That's all coming up when eTalk Presents Saving Hope continues.
Stacey, a lot of your fans remember you from Degrassi, and they love you. Now you play this wicked, bossy, you know, doctor, right?
Now, yes.
As Dr. Sydney Katz. So how has that transition been for you?
It's been great. I guess in real life, I just turned 27.
Yay!
But I often play 18 or 20. So this is sort of my first adult role. And I'm really grateful to have it. It's been a lot of fun. I would have assumed that I'd be playing a resident or a new doctor who's finding her way and making mistakes.
So how do you think her character changes the dynamic of the show then?
I mean, it's wonderful to have a new relationship in this show, friendship or otherwise. And it's definitely there's a little bit of friction because she comes in and she's younger than Maggie. And so that power shift is really fun.
At the start of the season, Maggie, well, Julia, your character, Maggie, deals with her miscarriage, right? Breaks up with Gavin. Gavin quits the hospital. There's a lot happening there.
I mean, I think it's a bit of an exploratory phase, I would say. I think there's obviously a sadness saying goodbye to a character, and you know, the day we shot the goodbye was emotional on screen and off, you know. I think it's a moving on and an openness that she has in this season that is really fun to play with.
Push out, push bicarb.
1.5 each.
Push more. Okay, get off. You can open her chest.
Power is nothing new to the ladies at Hope Zion, with 5 fierce women leading the way. Saving Hope never shies away from letting the ladies shine, whether it's during a medical emergency or dealing with the day-to-day crises of their lives.
I love watching the ladies have really strong roles in TV right now, like the three of you, all of the female leads in your cast. You're smart, but you still show your vulnerability. And the same with you guys. You're strong
you're a very
dudes.
strong female lead.
Thank you very much.
No, you're strong dudes.
No, I'm one of the strongest female leads on TV. I'll admit it. Like you know.
But you're still allowed to show your softer
narcissistic.
side too. I mean, that must be a joy to be able to do that as actors, right? In this industry.
I think that we're all hoping to, when we're working with our characters, find multi-layers and make them 3D and actually dimensional real people. And so you don't want to fall into the stereotype. And, you know, within television, there's often like certain parts of the mechanism that you're kind of stuck in. But I think within that, we do try to step outside. It's actually quite refreshing, and I think that's why the audience loves them so much, because they're showing another side to also the male gender, which we don't always get to see.
Why? I mean, you've all been involved in other projects before, but what is it about this team that really works? Or not.
At the same time. Yep. That was awesome. That's why we work.
Yes.
Because nobody
because we know
tells
when to
any,
shut up.
we don't tell any secrets. That's why.
I can speak to that a bit because I'm new. I think everyone here is really kind.
But you have to create a certain amount of levity.
Well, yeah, because we're doing such, you know, angsty, melodramatic stuff all the time, and the stakes are always so high that, you know, we always want to laugh. You know, and I think that's the sense of humor amongst everybody is pretty consistent. So that's one of the things that gets us through all of it.
If you guys could play someone else's character on the show, male or female, which character would you choose? So we'll go down the line here.
Charlie, I want to see all the ghosts. It's been a bone of contention. I thought I'd bring it up today.
I'd want to play Elijah because I've never been a vampire before.
So stupid. I would love to play Shahir because I'd love to know what goes on in that labyrinth of a mind of his. Like, I'd love to just know it, only for a minute. It would be like an acid trip.
Or a dog chasing its own tail around in a circle.
I need to know which one it is. What about you?
I would like to play Joel for the accent challenge and all the naughty bits.
Yeah, I guess he is. He sort of is.
I'd like to play Erica's character and have two babes fighting over me.
Right?
After the break,
What was even more eerie is that the exorcist himself looked exactly like Dan Aykroyd.
ghost stories, and talking to the dead.
I was about to say David Bowie, but he's not dead yet.
And later, getting put to the test.
What does the word coma mean?
All that and more when eTalk presents Saving Hope continues.
Am I dead?
No.
Dr. Charlie Harris isn't just a talented surgeon. After almost dying while in a coma during season 1, he's been the only one able to communicate with the other side.
My eating days are over. I died last night. I'm waiting for my husband to join me.
Sometimes with frightening results.
She's not all right. What? She left something behind.
And while ghost stories are nothing new for the staff at Hope Zion, it may be surprising to hear that some of the cast are believers too.
Do you guys believe in ghosts?
I believe there's something else out there.
So have any of you had ghost encounters or any sort of weird situation happen?
I had this house actually exorcised. And by that, I don't mean calisthenics or sit-ups.
No.
I mean, I had a ghost buster
Yeah.
cleanse this house, and he proceeded to tell me what he actually ended up clearing out, and one part of which was a demon portal that was in the basement that had become a thoroughfare for negative energy and poltergeists.
Really?
Because there was a poltergeist in the house, and so he closed the portal and got rid of the ghost and sent the human ghosts up towards the light and got rid of the poltergeist and closed the portal.
What was even more eerie is that the exorcist himself looked exactly like Dan Aykroyd. No, it's
so
true.
strange.
It was so weird.
If you could speak to a dead person or dead anything, who would it be?
No, I'm kidding. My grandmother. I would speak to my grandmother.
that's
She passed away in April.
I was about to say David Bowie, but he's not dead yet. I just really want to talk to him.
He's a cool cat.
Exactly, the real David Bowie.
Or you could just
Or Noam
call
Chomsky,
him.
who's still alive also, but that's happened already. But anyway.
David, if you're out there, please dial 555. Idiot.
Is there anyone that's possible?
Coming up,
So what's a leukocyte?
It's a fizzy drink.
back to school with Medical Terms 101.
What's a code blue?
cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest.
And later, taking sides.
Team Charlie or Team Joel?
I'm new. I can't say.
All that and more when eTalk presents Saving Hope continues.
Are you guys ready? What's a contusion? Julia.
It's when you hit your head and you have a boob.
Sorry. I don't know the answer for sure.
Anyone?
Isn't it a bruise?
Yes. Ding, ding, ding. Come on, doctors. What's a leukocyte?
It's a fizzy drink.
Or a white blood cell? Hematoma.
Bruce. It's a bruise.
It's a swelling in the brain, isn't it?
No, hematoma.
And that's why
hematoma's a
oxygen,
bruise.
anything to do with either of those?
Okay, so it's a collection of broken blood cells, right?
It's a bruise.
There you go. Perfect. What does the word coma mean?
We only know how to do after we see something.
You know what we mean? What's the
Latin for?
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh, I should know this.
I don't know.
No.
6 years of Latin.
Yeah, 6 years ago.
Does it mean
That's Italian, actually.
sleep?
Deep sleep.
Wow.
God. 6 years of Latin.
What's a code blue?
That's the biggest emergency you got.
Cardiac arrest.
There you go. Code red.
The opposite of code blue.
Think hot.
Very, very warm.
Yeah, there you go. Code white.
Ghosts. Yes. Yes.
No, code white is missing patient.
No, that's code brown. That's code brown.
It's a fight. It's a violent person. It's a violent person. I know. I can see. I know you're trying to. It's like a fight.
Still to come, Team Charlie or Team Joel?
I've been pitching this for a long time.
The cast sound off on who Alex should choose.
Hello. All of a sudden, I'm watching the show.
That's when eTalk presents Saving Hope Continue.
So there's still a lot left in the season. What can fans expect leading up to the finale?
We don't know.
We don't know.
I don't know.
It's
They don't tell us.
Well, they don't tell us.
I'm just going to go down the line, so we'll start this way at Stacy. Team Charlie or Team Joel?
I'm new. I can't say.
But your whole,
Team Charlie.
the rest of the season depends on it. The pleasure you will derive.
Team Charlie.
Julia. Okay, Team Charlie, Julia.
Team Jolie.
Okay, nice.
I'm actually Team Charol.
Team Chol, isn't it?
Team Chol.
Team Chol.
Team Chol.
I'm team. I'm going to go for the Canucks.
I've been pitching this for a long time, and I'd like to be Team Alex Maggie.
Hello. All of a sudden, I'm watching the show.
Season 4.
I missed it.
Alex and Maggie.
Alex and Maggie.
I'm good with that, by the way. I'm great with that.
By the way.
There you go, guys. Thank you guys so much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Hey, thank you so much.